2311 is in a lot of trouble right now. On one side, they're in a huge lawsuit with Nascar, and on the other side, they have a totally unbalances driver lineup. But could this be changing soon as rumors around Bubba Wallace keep popping up? Highly overrated, NASCAR DI driver Bubba Wallace failed again to make the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, the 6th time in 7 seasons, despite having the best car, Toyota. This has prompted demands for 2311 Racing, co-owned by NBA icon Michael Jordan, to replace him with a more skilled driver. While his 2311 colleague Tyler Reddick won the 2024 Cup regular season championship and got to Championship 4, Wallace even failed to enter the playoffs. And fans have had enough. They can't see the team struggle like this anymore. Yet this success from Reddick was overshadowed by the controversy surrounding Wallace's underperformance and perceived lack of recognition for Reddick's triumph. A fan criticized Wallace for not appreciating Reddick's success, saying, "This guy is so wrapped up in himself that he didn't even say congrats to Tyler Reddick for winning, by a whisker, the regular season championship." Back then, Wallace went into the last race of the regular season needing a win to guarantee his playoff place. Over 325 laps, Wallace showed plenty of potential, but as usual he failed, getting caught up in many wrecks throughout the season. At Darlington, Wallace found himself ensnared in a chaotic crash during Stage 3. Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and Denny Hamlin ran 3 wide, causing a chain reaction in which numerous cars spun and collided, including Wallace's. Wallace's playoff aspirations were dashed in the aftermath, and he received his 3rd DNF of the season. "We just got so tight there and got back there in traffic, a spot we hadn't been all day. I got caught up in someone else's mess. Unfortunate, I hate it for your guys, but hats off to the 14, Chase Briscoe. I thought I did something yesterday, they one-upped us and showed up when it was game time." That's pretty badass, so congrats to them. A lot of fans have chastised Wallace for allegedly avoiding responsibility for the tragedy. One fan sarcastically commented, "Bubba crashed, but it wasn't his fault, what a surprise." While another directly suggested, "Get rid of him, MJ. What's your thoughts on Wallace? Have you seen enough of him?" Unfortunately for 2311, that's not all they have to worry about, as the preliminary injunction in the 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports case against NASCAR was decided last week. That was denied, but the teams did receive positive news last week ahead of championship weekend. Jeffrey Kessler, the attorney for 2311 and FRM, issued a statement about it. The judge may have refused their preliminary injunction, stating that it was likely too early to request. Despite this, the judge agreed to speed discovery and fast-track the schedule in the NASCAR complaint. This litigation is just heating up. 2311, Racing and Front Row Motorsports will aim to stay in this for the long haul. We shall find out what the next steps are soon enough. The teams are appealing the verdict on the injunction. Here is the complete statement from Kessler, representing 2311 and Front Row. "We are pleased with the court's decision to expedite discovery and fast-track the schedule in our case against NASCAR," Kessler said of the complaint. "Although we are disappointed that the preliminary injunction was denied without prejudice and as premature, which we intend to appeal, this denial has no bearing on the merits of our case. My clients will move forward to race in 2025 and continue to fight for a more fair and equitable system in NASCAR that complies with antitrust law." Again, this is only the beginning. 2311 Racing and Front Row want to appeal the verdict on the injunction. With accelerated discovery, we may expect more information in this case about NASCAR and its operations. Of course, all of this is happening during NASCAR Championship weekend. During the hearing last Monday, the court stated that 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports had not met their burden as required for a preliminary injunction. If circumstances change, the plaintiffs may submit a fresh application for preliminary injunction. As a result, the court refuses the plaintiff's petition without prejudice. So what will happen to 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports in 2025? On October 2nd, 2311 and Front Row filed a complaint against NASCAR, alleging that the sanctioning body's activities violate antitrust laws. A week later, the teams filed a move for a preliminary injunction, allowing them to play in 2025 as chartered teams. They did not sign the charter agreement, which was signed by 13 other Cup Series teams on September 6th. Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan co-own 2311. This weekend, Hamlin talked with reporters about the case. "So, anyway, it had been a while since I'd been to court, but my adrenaline was pumping, right?" Hamlin stated. "Because I'm like, obviously, you hear the arguments and whatnot. Of course, we feel very adamant on our side of things." There's certainly, when you wake up one Friday morning, you know something's coming, you're nervous. Because obviously, I've poured a lot into the sport in multiple ways, and certainly financially. Over the last 4 years, I've put back a lot of the money that I got out of it back into it. And that certainly all can be wiped away pretty quickly. So, certainly, it's a nervous time for me, and we hope this thing gets resolved in a peaceful manner or a correct manner to fix it. So far, the litigation is still in its early stages. However, 2 key decisions have been taken. The 2311 FRM's request for a preliminary injunction was refused, at least for now. However, they were given accelerated discovery. Denny Hamlin addressed the case at his media availability at Phoenix Raceway. However, the following statement caught my attention the most. Denny Hamlin has not raised concerns about racing in 2025. That was till today. I think it's all TBD to be decided. There's certain agreements that we're going to have to navigate, so I hope so, Hamlin said. That's all Hamlin and 2311 had to say about it. As for NASCAR, they're even more tight-lipped. NASCAR President Steve Phelps said that he would not discuss charters or 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports' ongoing antitrust case against the stock car racing series with the media. There's been some frustration in the room that NASCAR over the last 2.5 years has not talked about charters publicly or with the media, Phelps said while speaking with the media at Phoenix Raceway. We have done that purposely. We don't believe the media is a place to have discussions about our negotiations with our race teams. That was by design, and I know people are frustrated about that. We are not going to answer any questions today about charters. We are in active litigation, and that matter is closed at least at this point. While France declined to comment on the injunction, he did reveal that in the new charter agreement, which will take effect in 2025, the teams are the largest beneficiary of the $7.7 billion in media rights deals from 2025 to 2031. We are very happy that 32 of our 36 charters were extended, Steve Phelps said. We are excited about the deal that was put on the table for them, which primarily the big win for race teams was money. I won't go in what that money split looks like, but what I will say is that amount of money puts the race teams starting in 2025 as the single largest beneficiary of our media deal. We did that because our race teams are upside down financially. So, 2 ways to get out of that. You give them more money or help them earn more money through sponsorship. We have done the former. We're going to do the latter to help our race teams and then try to cut costs. That provides for healthy race teams. And that's our expectation moving forward, that our race teams are going to be financially healthy. Why should fans care about that? Fans should care about that because healthy race teams provide better racing. Full stop. So, we're excited about what that looks like. What do you think? Will 2311 come out of this satisfied? Will they even be on the track in 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.